And while I was there, not because I was there, but it was just it was coincidental. But Ricardo has won the Olympic Village scenting for 2016. So the structures are already up. They're not finished, obviously, but the skeletons are up. And the model center is amazing. I don't think you brought any slides on that, but it's huge. Talk about large space scenting. They literally have a lifestyle model center. You go into another room after you leave this cavernous space, and I mean the model is like from here to that wall over there. It's amazing. Anyway, won that business. We'll be there for the next 2 years while they're trying to sell the Olympic apartments that are going to be used for the Olympic Games, and obviously it's attracting great attention. And the other win is Morumbi Shopping, which is really the most prestigious mall in Sao Paulo, which is the biggest market in Brazil. So that was one just recently. Did the installation? It's going. Okay. So with that, I introduced Ricardo.
Well, first of all, a little explanation of why we started with this sort of event. We actually got merchandise, almost 2 years ago. It's going to be 2 years in October, and we want to have like a major opening to the public so they could feel a couple of our fragrances. And there's a couple of prestigious events on Architect that they actually, it's almost like a TV show. You've probably seen in the US, they have it, they go into a place, they remodel everything, and then the difference between the TV show is that they stay with the show open to the public about 8 weeks, So you have about thousands of people going through, seeing what they did, the designs, and how decoration can be done, the new perspective, new equipments, new ideas, and scent is now being part of it. I think we're the direct competition for ambient scenting. They're not actually exhibiting there. Mostly of the competition is into the reed diffusers. So a couple of them opened the reed diffuser a week before. So the day of the launch, they don't have scent, and we keep on scenting a couple of the best places. So it gives us a very good sensation, because when people are going by, when they go through the areas that we're scenting, they actually get a difference. I'm going to pass around so you get a feeling. They actually publish a magazine with all the areas, so you can probably see a couple of how. Richard, I'm going to get something that you said. It's at the end, we started selling machines and how it works really well. And this show is all about fragrance experience. We had clients that came to buy a cube 1 year after, because it was actually a friend of us from the school. It's mother of one of my friends at school. And she said, well, there was this great smell. There was a Casa Cor last year, and we could never find it. And it was us. It was amazing. It was about everything. It was relaxing. She just loved the scent. And she wanted the scent. How am I going to get it? And then they got to start learning about the machine. Okay, so there it goes. It's a high end. We're actually moving into a different target right now. But Casa Cor is probably one of the largest and most prestigious shows for architects and decoration and contractor and interior designers. It lasts about 8 weeks. And it's more or less like to look into a house or a big place. 79 rooms, 100 mostly. It's done in 19 cities all over Brazil. It goes year round. We're mainly doing 2 cities for now, which is Rio and São Paulo. A good thing is that they have expanded there in 6 other countries in Americas. That's Uruguay, Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, Panama, and Chile. Maybe a couple of you can, get some of this information and probably visit it. It's a good thing. First one that we did was probably one of the most amazing ones. We had about 7 areas, each one with a different fragrance, and you can definitely get the feeling sometimes, a feel of with a very big distance in between those rooms. We're able to demonstrate RQ 100, 150, and the 550. And for us, at the end, sometimes it's about selling cubes. Sometimes it's about getting, companies. But it's like that scent, when it goes into Casa Cor, it's almost like a signature. So it's good. You know, it's prestigious. So if they're in doubt and he says, well, you know what, this fragrance, you know, was used in Casa Cor whatever year, it's probably like, okay, well, my decision's done. I know this is good. If it's a Casa Cor, this is a good fragrance, you know, because they know they won't choose anything with lower quality. So this is an explanation of, we wanted to share a couple of images and what fragrances we did and what was a little bit of the challenges. That was the first one that we went through, okay? It was in 2012. This was a government building, and it's like protected. You cannot make a lot of remodeling or etc. So this year, Rio is a hot place, and we couldn't have any air conditioning installed because of legal requirements. So they had to keep all the windows open. So and there was a big area. This is high. None of the competitive system would work. We had one 550 here running with relaxing. If you can see, it's right here. It's a small machine right here. And it was amazing. Sometimes you get people coming up to the flowers and trying to see which was a bit strange. How can we get scent in an open area, almost open area? Good thing to see is that this is a little show how they do it. This is the previous pictures, and this is what comes after. This whole process lasts about construction, you know, depending from 30 to 45 days. For us, it's a very important good timing maybe to get here at the project so we can discuss about electrical plug. If you get very close to the end, everything is ready, you don't have where to put the machines. No? Or you're going to have to probably use a machine that you're not actually recommended for. Another area, pre-destroyed, comes out really beautiful. We had to put two 500 instead of 550 because we came here at the last moment and we didn't have, you know, outlets where we should have. So we used 500 to 100, which is a bit of a challenge because as it's an open show, people actually change a lot of the setting. You know, it's like here it was the two machine settings, like 25, for example. You had to get the technician guys would go every week. And a week it was 25, the other one was like on 50, the other one they turned out to 1. So it's kind of hard to keep the 100 well for a show, although it's pretty much controlled. Another space, believe me, patchouli was just perfect for this area. Patchouli is a fragrance in Brazil. It's kind of like it or not. It was so well done here. You know, it was so close. It was really perfect. This area won the prize for the best model pricing, you know, for the best area. Another smaller was a fitness center. You know, really tiny, ugly room becomes into a nice one. We were using spa eucalyptus. This is already on the last year. It was 2013. This model is a trend. If you look at the house up front, it's a model that got a lot of prices on as being easy and sustainable and all the green, almost a LEED approved house. All open. If you could see the windows, it's not easy to see here, but the windows were really, you know, the big doors. And we had sawgrass running. Outside was a big garden, really beautiful, and you can get the smell of, you know, of nature. It was really good. It was one of the very best locations for us in terms of recall. This is an apartment. Talking about with the architects is kind of funny. That guy called us. You know, he'd say about 30 minutes. I'm not kidding. It was 30 minutes talking about this cushion. Just 30 minutes on a cushion. So, well, everything he wanted, it's going to be soft, it's clean, the color is not so bright, and it's blah, blah, blah. And then we decided to use a fragrance that we had in our catalog, which was cucumber mint. We haven't sold it to anyone in Brazil yet. Mainly because I think we didn't know how to sell it, you know. Well, this fragrance came up to Casa Cor. It was so well done, so well, perfect to match the area. again, Casa Cor is a big institution, let's say, in our country. I mean, it's even international. The owners of Casa Cor showed up, knocked at the office the other day, just to say, okay, well, I need to know about this fragrance, you know. And right now, it's one of the ones that we have the largest volume. It's cucumber mint, and we never done anything with it, you know. So it's a good way to experiment, to put and see the public's approval on a certain fragrance. And I was talking to Roger. I know it's probably not one of your best, but it just became so good for us at the moment, you know. Another area, this is a kitchen, very fashion. We had a Airkey 150, and we use white woods. Okay, well, that's it for Rio. São Paulo is the heart of Brazil. Okay, it's the largest city. Everything happens there. So we happened to do twice the Casa Cor São Paulo. A lot of learning here, a lot more volume. We had two 550 SOCs running at probably at 25 to 30. This area was huge. We're talking about 10 meters high here with a very huge open door. A funny thing, and I think it's good to share, I had a meeting with the architect one day, and Casa Cor was happening, and we were touching base with the clients, and I had like about 2 hour waiting. I said, well, I'll just stick at this area and let's see what happens. I stood by this pool table here. Okay, this is, I'm not sure if you're able to see it, but this is a pool table. It goes all the way up here, and here was like a garden. I stood here about an hour and a half, and we had it was a weekday, and it was midday, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. About 100 people went into this area, and I counted probably about 80. One of the first phrases they could say is, Jesus, this is smelling good. It was like the first word that they could say about a huge area. Because it's sort of not expected to have sand in such a large area. The architect is pretty famous. She, repeated, this is 2014 year. This just finished. We kept it with the same fragrance. She has a lot of green, etc. It's kind of becoming a signature brand for her. Another area, this used relaxing as well. More into like a winter, as carpets, little firewood. Well, results. First, fragrance experimentation. We're able to expose a couple of these show here. You have about 60, 120, almost 200,000 people going through this area in a short period. Okay, it gives us a very good feedback on acceptance of the clients on certain fragrances. We receive calls even from clients, companies, and also end users. Okay, mostly cubes, and we got some media return. Okay, this one here was from the owners of the Casa Cor. They have a blog, so they made a whole publishing on every single area. I mean, they had about 100 places. We sent it no more than 5-10% of it. But they actually gave us a credit for every single one of them we did. What's next? That's more aromize. That's a different approach. Same thing. Casa Cor is upscale. More aromize is more like a commercial thing. It's something that is more affordable. I'm not saying it's not good. Same concept. They got this big, huge mansion. It's a beautiful view of Rio. Okay, this is a newer part of Rio. It's called Barra da Tijuca. So they had about, probably 60 or something different areas. And same concept. They get it, they remodel, and then it's a short period for everything to happen. But it's a really beautiful view, and it's magic. So when you go in, it's just magic because this view is all over. The sunset there is so beautiful. Again, they're more commercial, and what we expect from this thing, while you are at Casa Cor and fragrance is part of a dream, these guys, they're commercial. They're going to say, well, are you getting the scent? Okay, well, it's a cube. It costs X much. The cartridge lasts, a couple of months, and they interact more with the public. Instead of Casa Cor is more something desirable, a dream, or a very expensive architect. Okay? area is pretty much big. It's 3,000 square meters with an additional. We're going to be exhibiting, actually starts today, okay? Air Q100, 150, and 550. Little picture of how it looks like. Swimming pool. That's a beautiful view. Believe me, that was like a dream house, you know. If you live in Rio, you pass it through every day and look at, Jesus, what a view. And then it's shortly open to the public.
Who wants to do the summit there?
Okay. Hey, Niso. Okay. That's unfair competition, right? Okay, well, Roger was with me 2 weeks ago. It didn't even look like this, okay? It was almost a construction, okay? They were remodeling about a week ago, and that's how it looks today. It's fast. We're going to be using Marine Fresh, almost obvious reason because it's nearby the ocean. Marine Fresh also, for our country, we have some other fragrances. It seems upscale for them, you know? So it's a good fragrance for us as well. As a matter of fact, the Olympic Village ended up choosing Marine Fresh for which we tried to put Wood Blonde. They end up preferring this one. Another area, which is becoming a little different. Okay, this is a children's room. Looks really nice. We have a 150. At first, they're going to use cotton candy. But we open up, okay, it's a 150, and the architect is not as important as the category. Mostly he's there during the weekends, so he's going to make a change between powder room and cotton candy to see what comes with a better result in a couple of days. So they're going to play a little with the machines as well. This was not ready when we left, so we don't have a very nice picture. But this was a closet. Not sure if you call it, but it's a dressing room. We're going to use fresh cotton on that. A bathroom. Unfortunately, I don't have the pictures for this bathroom before, but it was really ugly. You know, this is a very nice thing that the guy did in 2 weeks. He had the reed diffusers. We were actually there for the meeting with the closet, which is nearby. And when he saw the machines, well, this is from a friend, but you know, yours work better. Can you put them your machine in our area? And we ended up choosing Spa Eucalyptus for it. Launching on September 11th, a lot of media coming up. Hopefully, they're going to be speaking about scent right now. And that's it for the event. If you have any doubts, thank you.
Any